to see if the sheriff's department has any comments for us. Otherwise, I'm gonna move directly to the chief.
I have, only thing I was gonna mention was the open house.
Oh, come on up.
Perfect.
All right, as everybody knows, the City Posse is gonna have their open house, this month. I'm working real hard to get everybody here, so please come and join us. The other thing I wanna talk about is, we're having a lot of accidents, so if you guys could, pass out there, let's make sure that we're stopping for the stop signs and the red lights. We've had quite a few fatalities. So if you could remind everybody those little red things mean to stop, okay? I appreciate it, thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Colonel. And Chief?
I feel like I have to say something. Introduction like that. Good morning, Commander, members of the board. Thank you for having me once again. It's March already. I don't know how we kind of got here so quick, but we did. I really don't have a lot. We are just starting to kick off our budget. I've said this a few times in my own board meetings and probably some other public comments. We did get our net assessed value in February. We did see a 4.5% increase on that. So that gives us about $740,000 additional revenue. The downside is I'm sure it's all hitting you as well, and I know I've been up here preaching this before, inflation is starting to hit us. Fire trucks, we bought one in 18 for 500, we bought one at 22 for 900, now they're 1.1 today. So our health insurance is going up $188,000 this year. So it's I start to see, oh, it's great, we're getting 700,000, maybe I could put some more boots on the ground and combat call volume, and then just this inflation's just coming like a wave with healthcare, workers' comp, and those type of things. So we're knee deep in that. We do have our public board meetings every third Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. We'll be actually having a preview of the budget in May, tentative adoptions June, and then final adoption goes into effect in July. So if you have any questions or want to learn more about the Sun City Fire Department, come and visit us. Any questions at all?
You're gonna be here on the open house, right?
When is it again? The 27th, right?
28th.
28th, yes, I believe I'll be here.
You said you'd have.
My people will be here. I don't know if I'll be here. I'll have trucks and an ambulance here. Yes. My ops chief, I told him, I said, you better get somebody there for the posse. So I can't compete with the helicopters. If I had the helicopter budget, we wouldn't be talking about the problems. Well, thank you very much. Have a safe. Ooh, look, he sneaks in.
Are your board meetings the third Tuesday or the fourth?
I'm sorry, the fourth Tuesday. Correct. Thank you, Rusty. We used to do the workshop on the third Tuesday and then the board meeting on the fourth. So thank you. Thank you for keeping me in line today.
Anytime, Chief.
I love the shirt. Thank you so much. Have a great March.
Thank you, Chief. So, this is a volunteer organization, and we don't get paid for anything that we do. And we have to get donations from our citizens. We have to get donations from the businesses that are around us. And we also get very generous donations from our CSC. And I'd like to ask Tom Foster and John Brissett to come on up.
Okay, he normally speaks, so I'm gonna speak this time, okay? We are at the rec center extremely happy and proud to have the posse. I worked here, I think it's a great organization, you do a fabulous job, and I couldn't sit here and list everything you do, okay? But the board did vote unanimously on 2 votes to present a donation.
It's the microphone.
Gotta deal with this guy all the time.
So we did, the board voted unanimously both times to present a donation to you. And when I went to pick up the checks, the vote was for $4,000. There was two of them there. So on behalf of the RCSC, we would like to present you, the posse, with $8,000 donation. And if you'd like to answer some questions, we can actually have them answered. Ask questions.
But before we do anything, I gotta get this to where it belongs.
Thank you so much.
Tom, did you have a couple words?
Well, thank you for telling me 2 seconds before you wanted me to say something. To be extemporaneous about that, but, so apparently, the board had voted to make a donation in 2025. The new general manager got the check, signed the check, put it in her desk, and it stayed there. And so when we were doing that for 2026, she goes, oh, wait, I think we've already, So that's where it became $8,000. So at least the cash got where it was supposed to go. I apologize that it was a little tardy, but hopefully you didn't have to extend too many lines of credit to finance things last year. But hopefully, seriously, you guys do awesome work. All the things you do, all your missions, my wife years ago dispatched here and would drag me here to do, I don't know, like 6 o'clock to 11 o'clock shifts or something. I don't remember for sure. I remember we got out very late and she was always, just be in the parking lot, and so on and so forth. But it's a great organization and provides an incredible service to the community. So we are at the RCSC happy to help assist and keep you guys going. Okay, now, is there anything you want me to talk about? Or I don't want to ruin your agenda here, so I can go sit down too.
You can ask for any questions, you can tell us what's going on with things going on with RCSC.
Okay, well, annual meeting for the RCSC is the end of the month, the 31st. Get there early because John will eat all the hot dogs if you don't get there first. I've never seen a human being eat as many hot dogs as that guy can. He should be in one of those hot dog eating contests. It's quite a sight to watch. Okay, let's see. Mountain View, I guess, is high on almost everybody's mind these days. All of those votes have largely been completed. There's still a couple in the future, but at the moment we're working on finalizing construction contract materials. Not being, speaking contractor ease, I've had to delegate some of that out to legal counsel and our facilities people who just go crazy over that stuff. And I just sit back and go, okay, tell me what that meant, because it is very complicated. So that's gonna take probably another week or so to get through that. But then we'll get those signed and the construction guys will start going through mainly, I think, subcontracting for electrical and plumbing and on and on and on, site work at Mountain View, and it'll go on for quite some time before we break ground. But we are really hoping that we can put some shovels in the ground by the end of this calendar year. Second, if you've been to any board meetings, you may have noticed we're down a couple board members, but we did complete interviews with, I don't know, half a dozen or more folks who had expressed an interest in serving out the terms for this calendar year. We did select 2 people, and I'm not gonna give you the names today, because only one of them has responded, I do, I guess. When I hear from the second one, then we'll put a post out on who they are, but I fully expect we'll have a full complement of 9 people by the end of the month. The other thing that we did recently was some contracts for the North Golf Course. That was, I wouldn't call that controversial in any way, but the amount of work that was ended up being contracted for was, there was some dispute on the board about how many things we needed to do there, but we did reach an accommodation, and so that's going forward. And the contractors that were required to do that are now under contract. So that stuff should be starting in the spring, and that course will probably be closed till around October in order to get that all put together. Any other questions or comments or concerns? Yes.
Number one, thank you for letting us, with the rec centers, be a vehicle for us to get out the materials so we can help the community better. With like our vacation watches, our community outreach, our Are You Okay, everything else. Is there anything we can be doing more for you in the rec centers as we're driving around and doing things?
Well, every time there's this yellow tape around a machine in a rec center, and I walk in there, I need an escort, because I will not get out of that room.
So 412, okay.
Yeah, we've, occasionally there are some machines that go down in those fitness centers, and quite honestly, they're like 20 years old. And you would think it's just weights, what could go wrong, you know? But you can't get parts for these things anymore. They're so old. So many of these machines then end up having to be replaced. And then guess what? It's 6 to 8 weeks to get a replacement machine. So the old one is still maybe sitting there wrapped in these caution tapes that everybody thinks somebody must have died there. And all that.
Yeah.
All of those yellow tapes there that I wish we could find a different way to keep people off those machines or get them out of there, but usually when they come with the new machine, that's when we have the equipment available to lift and move safely the old one. So the old one kind of stays in place until the new one comes. So if you can help me with that, that'd be awesome.
Put mannequins on them.
There were a couple other hands. Anything else?
I have a question.
Yes.
How high are the golf course fees going to go? They keep going up, up, up.
Okay, so no, that's a fair question. So most of the amenities that we offer here in the Sun City don't cost you anything because they're covered by the annual assessment. However, in the documents that were given to, or when Del Webb gave, literally, I guess he didn't really give the golf courses to us. We paid $10 for them. But in those documents, it says we're to maintain them in the same level that we received them, and that they are to be run in a way that they break even. So, the sheriff, who got, you, chief got up here and was talking about inflation and fire trucks and all of that hits him, hits us, only it's diesel fuel, it's seed, it's fertilizer, it's labor. Our biggest expense is labor. And and maybe you don't realize this, we train a lot of people, especially people to run the irrigation systems. And that's a little bit of a skilled task. And as soon as they are pretty good at it, they're someplace else. Because we can't keep up with the wages that are paid by our competitors. So we're having some turnover there that we fight all the time. But to really answer your question, I don't know that, I can't tell you they're gonna go up 3% or 5% or whatever, but they didn't go up for a very long time. In fact, I was talking to some folks just 2 days ago who were on the board when there was like a 7-year period where they did not raise fees. And that was great, unless you were on the board in the 8th year. Because now you were sitting there looking at substantial, frankly, deficiencies, shortfalls, and you had to start doing something about that. Either you cut services or you raise fees. And we got a little both. Mostly, I'm afraid, on the raise the fee end, because most folks were not comfortable with denying or cutting amenities. So I would say that at least whatever the rate of inflation is that you see, you should expect something like that on the golf fees and the bowling fees, in order just to keep so that we are breaking even. For years, golf has been subsidized because it couldn't even cover its operating expenses. So not to make too many promises that John won't be able to keep. Golf's making money now. All right? Now I say that and say, well, in January, in this climate, you better make money at golf, or because July is coming. But we had a great January, well above budget. So if we can, and all of that's a reflection of not only John and Preston Keiss, who run the golf advisory group, but Eddie Renio, who is the new director of golf, who has streamlined a lot of things, kept his crews together, reduced turnover, done a lot of work on overseeding, is working hard on what we did at Quail Run, what we're gonna do at the North Course. So a lot of the improvement in the golf operations falls back on those individuals. So yeah, it is our intent, not that we want to make a lot of money at golf, but we don't want to lose money at golf. It's tough, but that is our goal anyway. We are going to break even like we're supposed to, and not have the rest of the community have to overly subsidize golf. Because I know, and I hear about it all the time, folks who are not golfers, maybe they're pickleballers or tennis players or aqua fitness or whatever, but they're not keen on subsidizing golf. Maybe the golfers aren't keen on subsidizing pickleball. But we need to work together as a community, and one of the ways we can neutralize those frictions is to get golf breaking even. That's the plan. I hope that wasn't too much. But on the other hand, after an answer like that, nobody will probably ask anything else.